one frozen wasteland later.
Oh shit, I hope this goes high enough. Ooh, head's gonna snap. Okay, so the transmission's sitting on the floor here. This was the one I was hoping to put in, but as you can see, tail shafts are different. I don't want to redo my drive shaft or my transmission mount right now. So now, of course, I would love to put like a 5-speed manual in this thing, but from all my research, Chevy was pretty gay, and they made it all different for where your mounting points were, and your lengths. Like this one is different from this one. I don't know what this transmission is. I'd guess it's a 700 R4. You're wrong. It came out of a 69 to a 71 truck that was sitting in the bush on my dad's farm. Don't even know if this transmission's any good. I was just going to throw it in and find out. I did decide to put a dash in it, so I got the factory dash all gutted, and I built my own wiring harness completely for headlights, signal lights, all the basics that are necessary. It doesn't get much simpler than what I built, although it does look complicated from here. Fuse box is right here. Got some stuff for charging like a phone or something. Gauge here. I got a oil pressure. This is a temp sensor. High beam indicator, and then of course your speedo. Engine on and off, fuel pump, and then this is ran to a solenoid. That runs everything. So I can run the motor completely off this one, and this is a start button. And then this one just powers the dash and all the signal lights. So I can have that completely separate. Got like running lights, signal, horn. There we go. Getting a little old. I also took some time and I wired up everything here for dual cooling fans. Should be enough cooling. It holds a lot of coolant since we have like a 1.5-inch pipe going all the way to the motor at the front. So what I'm getting at here is all the tough stuff of this project is done. We have a wiring harness completely made. We have a drive shaft. We have a cross member. We have all of the tough fabricating and thinking and all the brain work to make a V8 work in this thing is over. So what's left? Well, what's left is the transmission is really all that's left. That's the tough part. It's not really that tough. I need a transmission. It bolts right in now. Everything's fabricated. And since I don't have forwards, I only have reverse. I have no forwards gears on this transmission. It's got to be my forwards clutch pack, which is right behind the oil pump. So I'm hoping to pull the oil pump out, grab these clutches out, have a look at this one, change some clutches back and forth, maybe make something that's better, or make something work, and throw it back together, and hopefully it'll work. I got the pump loose now, and I figured something out. So there's two of the holes, I think it's this one and this one here, that have threads in them, so you can put a bolt in to push them out. So for this motor anyways, this is one of the bolts that holds the transmission to the engine block. It's the same thread. So thread it in there, pop the pump out. And just so you all know, I've never pulled an automatic transmission apart before, so if I screw something up, oh well. But just so you know, if you're cringing because I'm doing something horribly wrong, that's why, because I don't know what I'm doing. Cool. Pump's out. I'm not going to split the pump because I don't want to change more seals than I have to, because this transmission is not a long-term solution. Snap ring is right here. Pop it out and then have a look at, I think these are the intermediate clutches, and then the forwards clutches are behind it from what I can understand. Get this little plate off. Put that on my cardboard box that I'm probably going to trip over later. Okay, so I finally got her out. I fought it for a little while there, trying to get that clamp out there that goes around the whole assembly, because you're supposed to drop the pan on these transmissions so you can get this little pin right here. So I finally got that out. So there's your forwards clutch pack. I haven't opened it yet. The intermediate clutches or whatever those are, they look just fine. So let's crack into this one and see how bad it is. Alright, the outer retainer slip. There she pops. I'll grab one of these discs here. This is the clutch disc. This isn't the steel. This is the clutch disc. Might be a little tough to see on camera, but it's smooth like a piece of steel. I'll just put that back so I don't forget. And if you come over here to this one, See all those grooves, and it's kind of a rough surface? That's what a clutch disc is supposed to look like in one of these. So those ones were just ground right off till they don't do anything, and it's just basically metal on metal at that point. So that's 100% the problem. So now, I just gotta hope and pray that the internals on this transmission are the exact same as this one, and I can take the plates out of this one, whether that be reverse or forwards plates, throw them in here, get all that together, throw it in here with a bunch of silicone, or wait for seals, depends how I feel, I guess, and it should move. So the thing is, now I gotta tear this down to have a look at the clutches, but I really don't want to. I just tore down a transmission. I think I'm gonna get the YouTube movie magic to do it for me. Oh wow, that's nice. How's the clutches look? That looks pretty good. I think we might have lucked out here, because look, there's a green dot on this one. So that means that transmission, whatever it is, was rebuilt pretty recently. So these clutch discs here, they look pretty darn good. So I guess we'll throw them into this one.
The next day.
I put her together. I put some silicone on the washers that go on the nuts. I didn't put silicone on the other side because I'm pretty sure that's a high pressure. It won't do anything. Filled this sucker up. Now I just got to put her in. Alrighty, so I know that I filmed me and my friend put this transmission back in, but I just have no idea where the video files are. It's not a big deal though, since it didn't end up working out and I had to pull it back out again later that evening. The transmission's back out. I got her tore apart, and it was trying to move forwards this time. It never used to do that. It would just be like neutral when it was in drive. So I'm guessing the reason the clutches were burnt is because it doesn't have first gear or something like that. But we'll see. I'll tear apart. I never took apart the one with the shaft here. It's clutch pack, so we'll have a look at that. And yeah, I'll see where I go from there. I wish somewhere on the internet they'd tell me which clutch pack does what, because so this is the one that came out of the transmission that was not working, and it's burnt just like the other one, like it's all just metal on metal look. And then the one I was stealing parts from over here, it looks really good again, and it's got all the dots over it like it got rebuilt. So I took those good clutches, threw them in this one. Now just got to get that centerpiece out with that stupid little snap ring and have a look back there. Okay, so these discs at the back are definitely the best out of the transmission so far. And so I'm guessing that's a reverse, which would make sense because reverse, you still have to rev it a little bit for it to start going, like more than you would normally. So like these aren't perfect, they're a little worn, but they're not metal on metal yet. So I did the same thing. I took the clutches out of this one. Those are there, so I'll put those into here. I'll put everything back in with those clutches. And for torque spec, I've just been going till the bolt starts to click, and then I think that's probably good. So for the second time in this video, the transmission is all assembled and ready to go back in here. Let's hope it works. She's all mounted in there. Time to see if it works. Unfortunately, my phone wasn't recording, but I drove it here. It's not very far. It's like, I don't know, a couple hundred feet. Drove forwards, only first gear, of course. And I'll just fill the coolant now, and then take her for a spin around the yard. So first gear is working good. It doesn't like grabbing second though, so I think I'm going to rebuild the transmission really quick. If you own an automatic transmission that's on its way out and you're not using this stuff, you're crazy, okay? This stuff works amazing. Stops slipping, seals little leaks like it's going to, because this thing's probably going to leak down there because I didn't put new seals, but this is going to seal it up. It's beautiful. know what happened there, but all of a sudden it had no gears, like no reverse, no nothing. Now it's all back and everything's fine. We'll see. I don't know. Just gonna fab up a quick glass pack exhaust so that I can still kind of think while I grab this. It won't be obnoxiously loud. Got this chunk I made, put it there, booger weld it to this part because I'm not pulling the motor to weld it properly, and then flex pipe. From the manifold, I got a flex pipe, and then I put the glass pack right here. That's what I'm doing. I'm just taking chunks of flat bar, grind off all the silicone that they put on the frame, or that's the texture it feels like. Weld 2 of these, weld the same on this thing to match it, bolt it up, good enough. All up in there. I got that done on both sides. See how it sounds. Now the clamps aren't on because I'm not fully done, so it might be a little loud. Oh, that's way more toned down. Oh yeah, I can live with that. Alright, so it's been about a day or two. I got the grill and the headlights all put in. Got some paint down here to cover up the weight reduction. Got some trailer taillights. So I think it's time for a road test.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Well, my radiator burst another hole. That's as to be expected. It's a piece of junk, so I need a new one of those. I was just taking it for a little drive without the camera to see how it does. Transmission's really funky. It does move the machine. It pulls really good, but I cannot hold a phone and shift this thing at the same time. You have to help it shift.
That's it, I'm out of here.
Might make it home before it overheats. We'll see. I did make her home. Motor's at 230, not too bad. Radiator is really punctured. It's just watering the grass right now. Oh, what a waste of these 8 clips. These cooling fans only did a couple hours on here. Whatever. Alright. I got this right here from the junkyard. No idea if it's any good. Looks like it doesn't have any holes though, so that's all that really matters. Oh, it's a different size. Something's always got to be a little different. So yeah, this radiator is 33 by 18. That one there is 21 by 33. So, whatever. I could make this one work. I just don't feel like it because then I got to make a shroud for my cooling fans because they don't fit on there. So I think I know where a radiator is since the junkyard's closed right now, and I want to get this done tonight. Yep, that's a square body, 454. Have a little look here. Close enough. I can make that one work a lot easier. Don't need those with oil on. Come on. There we go. Well, she's in good shape too. That there could be a problem. I hope it's not. Is it a vacuum plug? Yes. Is it gonna work? Probably. Alright, I do got her mounted now. I had to put some longer bolts and cut some things out on the bottom, but it's in there. It's a big block rad, so it's a little wider. Now this one, I kind of got her bent back, but it's close enough. The rest gets made up for with the low temp silicone, because high temp is overrated, of course. Alright, she's all back in there properly. I'll just wait a day before I put any sort of fluid in it, let that silicone dry. Next, I'll build the shifter. So the shifter here is going to be a fun one to try and figure out because... So it's just a rod that I have down to the trans. So all the way down like that there is park. So if you come up and you could count your clicks, and then all the way up this first right there. So I want to make like a shifter where you can just push it forward and back like the factory Suzuki shifter with just like a lever that pushes this up and down. We'll see if I can figure that out. Yeah. I might have gotten a little carried away and forgot about the camera, but it's done now. I just took angle irons here, bolted up, bolts and bars. Put your hand here. So we got first, second, drive, neutral, reverse, and then parks right here. Slams your hand against the dash, but it's okay. Roll her out to shop, see if it holds coolant. Fires right up, man. Beauty. Parker, so the motor is a little lower than the radiator. Don't hit the combine now. Got her filled right full now. Don't see any leaks, that's nice. This thing holds a total of about like 30 liters of coolant. Something, well, not coolant. I put water, of course, because I don't run this during the winter. See if it'll circulate, find the bubbles.
Every time I hit the gas, I'm jumping over cans of jumbo beanie weenies.
That was actually my first time flooring this thing, and it all it does is spin tires, okay? It is very, very front heavy though. You couldn't see it because it was off camera, but right as soon as I went past the camera, I went to slow down because, you know, I only got a little ways till I hit the shop. And the whole thing, the ass end started trying to kick out because it's so front heavy. I almost hit this little scrap metal pile right here. Oh man, this thing is sketchy. You need a long runway. You don't not want to slam the brakes on this. That's enough playing in the yard. I think it's time for the real road test. So yeah, as you just saw, this Speedo app was slower than a naturally aspirated Volkswagen 1.6, towing a mini U-Haul trailer up a hill. But it's all we had, so we pushed on.
Never check the brake fluid. So as you go. That complete res setup. I'm holding the
speedo between my legs. I have 3 phones. Okay, tell me when you're ready. 2, 1.
So with all the lag time, we got about 10 seconds. But judging by how slow the speedo reacts, I would say we're doing about 100 kilometers an hour when the gauge reads 90. I applied that theory to this run and timed it again while watching the video, which gave me a number of about 9.2 seconds. Let's have a look at the second run and see if I can do any better.
3, 2, 1.
This time, I had a way better takeoff and got 9.18. And if you watch closely, Matt clicked stop on the timer a millisecond before the speedo hit 100 kilometers an hour. So, if I time this again while watching the video and click stop once it hits 92, I get an 8.3 second 0 to 60 mile per hour time. Of course, this isn't the most accurate way to tell, but I'm fairly confident this thing does at least an 8.5 second 0 to 60, which is considered pretty slow in today's world, but if you ask me, that's amazing for this piece of junk. On to the next test. That was a pretty weak burnout, I would say. It started losing power. I had to go from third gear it was holding, and then I had to drop down all the way down to first. My diff is making weird noises, I think. Something's making really weird noises. And the motor just won't stop overheating. It's just spraying coolant everywhere.
Oh man. It's running out of coolant.
I was able to fire up and get her over the last couple hills. Now we're home free. It's all downhill from here. Oh man. I don't know, something must have thrown off. It's not the drive shaft or the diff, it's something to do with the motor. So the motor's idling, it's making that bad noise. We'll see, it might be the motor itself.
The wonderfulness of a vehicle just cruising with no engine down the road.
It's a couple days later now and it's raining, so it's not the greatest for filming, but it's kind of the way it is. I just glided it to where it is, so it hasn't ran since it was at the top of the hill coming down to the yard here. Let's see if we can find that bad noise. A little bit of fuel. Come on, you piece of junk. So now, as much fun as it would be to blow it up, I might do that another time, but right now it drives and I don't feel like firing the skid steer up to just move this thing to the shed where I normally park it.
Boring.
But we'll see if it even makes it to the shed. It's about a minute away. I'm now at the point where I'd say that this project is done. I could put a back wall on it and stuff and cut the coils, make it level, but it's not really road safe, so I don't really feel like putting that much more time into it when I'm not going to be driving it in town anyways, because I don't want to lose my license. But now that I'm done with this project, I want to start up a different cheap kind of build thing. So I'm looking for ideas, anything, motor swaps, chassis swaps, I don't know, drivetrain change, doesn't matter. It might be a stupid idea to you, but throw it at me. I might do it. You never know. I do got a few stupid but fun ideas of my own. I don't want to say them though, because nobody else has done them on YouTube, so I don't want no one to copy me. But the twin turbo RDI will be getting some upgrades pretty soon, so that'll be a future video. I guess all I got left to say is thanks for watching.